have a ritual that I do before every show. It's kind of like a prayer. I want you to imagine this with me. I'm standing under the stage, facing the stairs. I'm all prepped and ready to go. I've got my guitar on my side, and it's almost time. Standing there, I can feel the energy of the crowd. I don't just hear the sound, but I can feel it in my body. It's like electricity. I kneel down on the ground, and I take a guitar pick in my hand, and I say, gratitude for music. I'm grateful for the people here tonight. I'm grateful for the fact that I get to do this for a living. I love what I do. I kiss the guitar pick and I put it under the stage. Then I take a deep breath because it's time. It's a gratitude practice, cementing the fact that whatever's going to happen on the stage is coming from a place of love. We're starting something, you and I, a little journey together. So before we kick it off, I want to get grounded, to connect with why I'm doing this. This feels a little different. I'm in a recording booth right now, not under a stage, but I'm just going to close my eyes and go with it. I'm grateful for this. Grateful for the fact that I'm sitting here sharing my story with you. I'm grateful for you and the time you're spending to listen. The fact that you're listening to this right now, it feels like a gift to me already. All right, eyes open. Now I'm just going to take a deep breath because it's time. This is where the journey begins. It feels really weird and vulnerable to be introducing myself like this when you're not sitting right across from me. But whatever, I'm going to try it, so here it goes. My name is Shawn, but you might already know that. You might know that I'm a musician. Maybe you've listened to some of my music or been to one of my shows. And that's true, I am a musician, but what you're about to see is that I'm also a human being. Really, truly, very much a human being, with all the anxieties and insecurities that come with that. It's kind of like there are different versions of who we are, different dimensions. There's this version of me on stage, and that's absolutely a part of who I am, for sure. But then there's this part behind the scenes. The guy who was backstage 10 minutes before, struggling with anxiety. The me that's obsessing over a conversation that I had yesterday where I didn't say something profound enough or smart enough. The person on the spiritual path who meditates every single day. I am a complicated mix of a bunch of different things. I've got my fears and my hopes and my dreams, just like everybody else, just like you. I'm walking through this experience of being human, trying to find my way. Sometimes it feels like I'm fumbling, and sometimes it feels like I'm flying. That's the part of me that we're going to explore in these sessions. I want you to know that the vibe here is definitely not that I have everything figured out, because I do not. I'm just sharing my perspective, and this wisdom series is a collection of stories from my life and my journey with mindfulness. My hope is that these sessions will be a little bit of a boost for you as you navigate your own journey. You're going to learn about the time that I almost broke down on stage in front of millions of people, and the time I acted like Harry Potter for 45 minutes with my girlfriend. We're going to explore some of the challenges that I've had, like ego, anxiety, and identity. And some of the things that have really inspired me, like purpose, creativity, and vulnerability. And I'm going to share with you how meditation has changed my life. This is stuff I've never really talked about like this, so I'm really excited. But anyway, it's really nice to meet you. Welcome to Calm. I'm glad you're here. This is Shawn Mendes, and this is Breathe Into It. Creativity is a weird thing for me. In a sense, it's the foundation of what I do. But I don't feel like I have any control over it. Sometimes I don't even understand it. Whether you call yourself an artist or not, you've had moments of creative inspiration. It can arrive like a freak storm that just emerges out of nowhere. And then, as quick as it came, it disappears. And then you're like, did I just imagine that just now? Or how can I make that come back? The truth is, creative energy is a totally mysterious, elusive force in this universe. We should be studying it like we study crazy things like subatomic particles or nanotechnology. So where does it come from? I guess I'm supposed to know, but I don't. Sometimes I'm chasing inspiration and absolutely nothing happens. Then, when I'm not even paying attention, little flickers might flash for a second, but not long enough to get hold of it. Like old memories that are so faint, they're almost gone. And then there are times when I let go of all attachments and fully surrender. Moments when I fall in love, and creativity showers down like a flood from the sky. This is the story of one of those times. A while back, it was time to start working on my fourth album. I flew out to LA for 10 days to spend time with 3 insanely talented writers. We're staying in this beautiful house with a view of the ocean. I have the most incredible bedroom that I could ever sleep in. And there's an amazing studio with every instrument I could ask for. The stage was set. If you wanted the conditions for creativity, this was it. But when it came time to write, I felt completely trapped. Actually, I felt panicked. Like I didn't know how to write a single word. I didn't know what I wanted to write about, or even how I wanted it to sound. The problem was, I was putting too much expectation on the creative process. The pressure was so intense that I wasn't allowing anything to come out, let alone something good. So I decided to do something a little bit drastic. I said, guys, I'm really sorry. I've got to take some time off. And I left LA. I left that gorgeous house and I decided to spend some time just reconnecting. I spent a lot of time at home with my family. I spent time in London with my girlfriend. And I just passed the hours kind of meditating and thinking about life. I needed to get quiet for a while and just listen. You know that experience where you discover a new author or artist you love and you systematically research every single thing about them? Like you come across an interview with someone and suddenly you're like all over their TED Talk, all over their Wikipedia page, on their audiobook, on their Instagram page. And before long, you know every random fact about Harry Styles or like the little brother in Modern Family. I don't know, but it's like a knowledge rabbit hole. 6 hours have gone by, you're completely inspired by Bob Dylan, and you happen to know that his hometown was Hibbing, Minnesota. So during my time off, I went for a tour into one of those amazing rabbit holes. I was in London visiting my girlfriend, and a friend of mine recommends a masterclass on the Calm app. It was called Creative Living Beyond Fear by the author Elizabeth Gilbert. Elizabeth also did a TED Talk about creativity, and she has this amazing book about it called Big Magic. There was this one part in her talk that almost felt like it reached out and slapped me in the face, like in a good way. In ancient Rome and Greece, people believed that genius was not a quality that resided in a human being. Genius was kind of like a distant spirit that would visit a human being. So when someone created an incredible work of art, like a beautiful painting, people would say, that person has a genius living in their walls. The Greeks had a cool word for these spirits. They called them daemons. From that perspective, whether or not we're doing something creatively profound isn't within our control. It's up to the spirits. It's just a daemon passing through us, and we are a conduit. If we create something breathtaking, there must have been something gnarly in those walls. If we create something terrible, hey, no worries. It's just a daemon with a good sense of humor. I don't take this idea too literally, but it kind of lightens up the pressure. An afternoon in the studio is not a judgment on who I am as a person or an artist. Creativity is not something I'm responsible for. It's something that passes through me and passes through us all. What I've learned is you can't force creativity. You facilitate it, almost like you witness it. The Eiffel Tower doesn't decide when lightning strikes. It's up to the lightning. And to allow that to happen, it's not about pressure or control. I just need to show up and let go the best I can. Release the attachment of anything great happening, or anything happening at all. But whatever does happen, it's exactly what's meant to happen in that moment. So after taking that time off, I was feeling much more grounded. I got to a place where I felt like, you know what? This is going to be what it's going to be. It was time to return to the studio. So I flew to New York to the same exact studio where I recorded my second album. It was the first time back there in 3 years. I was so excited to be back, and I found this kind of nostalgic mood when I walked in. Every day when I came into the studio, I would show up, meditate, and let go. I'd be like, look, I'm here. If there's a genius in these walls, let's write some songs. If not, all good, we can just hang out and drink some coffee. My first day back in the studio, there was no genius in the walls, and that was okay. Then, the second day, I slipped into this beautiful groove, when it wasn't so heavy and important, when it was coming from a place of fun and love. I had 3 crazy days of creativity, and I ended up writing 2 of my favorite songs that I've ever written, Teach Me How to Love and Dream. It was a magical learning moment for me. I'm getting better with this whole letting go thing. I can start to feel when my ego's creeping in. It's saying, this needs to be a hit. This needs to be a big song. This melody isn't good enough. And when I hear that voice, I go, okay, we're going to go for a walk out of this room, and we're not coming back until I want to write songs, because I really just like writing songs. You have to show up and let go. Be open and be in love. And when I am, that's when my favorite type of art comes out of it. That's when you create something that reflects who you truly are. Not who you think you should be, but who you are. Thanks for joining me on this one. This is Shawn, and I'm sending those creative spirits your way. It was the 61st Grammy Awards. I was performing my song In My Blood, which was nominated for Song of the Year. That whole week, I was focused on my performance, prepping and rehearsing, but a sense of pressure was building. I had this feeling, this fear that I might completely fall apart on Sunday night, on television, in front of millions of people. Hey guys, this is Shawn, and this is the story of falling apart and falling in love. The show was about to begin. I was mic'd up and ready, standing beside the stage. On the outside, I had a smile on my face, but inside, there was a battle going on. This wasn't anything new for me. I've always had a challenging relationship with performing. I still struggle with it. During a show, when I would get a big reaction from the audience, applause and cheers, I would get off stage feeling great. But if it seemed like the audience wasn't into it, I would hate myself for it. Or if my voice cracked, I would hate myself for it. I would get off stage just whipping myself for the rest of the night. I like to think of this as a battle between ego and essence. My ego is in it for the reward at the end of it, but my essence is all about the love of it. My ego says, I need this performance to be huge. I need people to praise me. I need to prove that I'm worthy of being up here. But my essence says, I do this because I love music. I love the meaning of it. When I connect with my love of music, the outcome of the show doesn't really matter. I always have the best performances, and I walk off stage feeling happy. But when I fixate on the reward, that's when fear sets in. I'm not doing it for the right reason, so I become anxious and distracted and disconnected. So I'm standing there with the lights dark and the show about to start. The battle is getting more intense, and my ego is starting to win. It's like my anxious thoughts are this super loud background noise in my mind, and the more I pay attention to it, the volume keeps getting louder and louder. I'm thinking to myself, I'm about to perform one of the most personal songs I've ever written. The entire music industry is watching. Everyone I know is watching. Actually, it kind of feels like everyone I don't know is watching too. I'm performing with Miley Cyrus, an artist I've admired forever. I'm being introduced by Michelle Obama, one of the most inspiring people on the planet. The show is going to start any minute. And I'm filled with fear and self-doubt. I'm not even sure if I'm going to be able to hit a single note. In a funny twist of fate, I was performing right after Camila. She opened the show with her song Havana. We weren't dating at the time, but we'd been really close friends for years. When the main stage lights come on, Camila takes the mic and this woman fills the arena with her musical life force. The place goes absolutely insane. It's like the lid is about to pop off the Staples Center. Everybody is in awe. She has like 50 dancers on this giant set where they're basically recreating the entire Havana neighborhood on stage. It is actually just completely spectacular. And the thing to understand is, I'm performing right after Camila. So I'm not watching this from backstage or in the audience. I'm on the stage right next to hers. She's on the main stage, I'm on the middle stage. They've got me mic'd up and locked in. And it was kind of a surreal experience because I couldn't even move. I've got my in-ears in, my guitar slung around my back. The microphone is in my hand, my wardrobe is all tied up and tucked in, and I can feel the cable from my in-ears running down my back. It almost felt like a scene from a movie, where there's an astronaut sitting in the space shuttle. He's all suited up and strapped in, facing the sky as the clock counts down to 0. He's seconds away from the most thrilling, most terrifying experience of his life. And now, all he can do is hold on and wait for liftoff. So I'm standing there watching my best friend in probably the biggest performance of her life, but I can't just enjoy it because I'm facing a choice. Am I going to say to myself, she's incredible, I'm horrible. There's no way I could ever do something as amazing as that. Or am I going to say, that was amazing. Now I'm about to do something that is completely my own thing. And it's going to be amazing because I love music and I love this song. I've got 30 seconds to decide if I'm going to do this because I want to prove myself or because I love what I do. Camila's song ends and it's time for me to take my mark. The stage is still dark and I walk over and sit down at the piano. And it's T-minus 10 seconds. That inner noise is all that I can hear. It's saying, this needs to be the best Grammy performance ever. I need to show everyone that I deserve to be here. And then I hear my cue. Michelle Obama says, ladies and gentlemen, Shawn Mendes. I hear applause. My fingers line up on the piano keys. The stage lights come on. And I find myself sitting at a grand piano in the middle of an arena on a circular stage that's like a little island surrounded by the audience. At first, I don't even know if I'm going to make it through this. I'm struggling to sing the first 4 words of the song. There's some serious work going on inside. In this moment, I'm just fighting through the noise to find the signal of why I'm doing this. I love this song. It has an amazing meaning. I do this because I care about music. I care about story. I care about making a difference. And I do it because it's fun. I get joy from it. There's a euphoria in this. Then I felt the sensation of my breath on the mic. I get this feeling that just washes all over me. I start to connect with the meaning of the song. I look around at the audience and I realize that I can sit here and freak out, or I can be a part of this incredible moment, just like everyone else. And I notice something. That inner noise, it's gone now. Total silence inside. All I can hear is the sound of my voice. Maybe 10 seconds into the song, a smirk comes across my eyes. You can probably see it if you watch the playback of the video of that performance, actually. Just a quick little smile, because the battle was over. I made the choice to do this for the right reason, not for the reward of it, for the love of it. Shakespeare said, all the world's a stage. No matter what I'm about to do, I'm trying to ask myself, who's stepping onto that stage? I'm in a meeting with someone for the first time. Who's introducing himself, the distracted me or the present me? I'm having a conversation with someone I admire. Which person am I going to be? The person who's dying to say something smart and prove my intelligence? Or the one who genuinely wants to listen and connect? And it goes on and on. 100 times a day, defensive or supportive, self-loathing or self-loving, closed off or wide open. It's an inner tension that probably never goes away. I don't think we ever eliminate these tendencies. We just start to understand them. That's a big part of what I'm learning in meditation practice. I'm cultivating a set of virtues and skills like presence, patience, awareness, compassion, non-judgment, and gratitude. It's almost like I'm in the gym building up those muscles. When there's a showdown between ego and essence, I have the strength to choose wisely. And it looks like you stayed with me for that entire story. By the way, it's not lost on me. The fact that I performed a song about struggling with anxiety while struggling with anxiety, but whatever. Thank you for being here with me. I'm sending you so much love. Hey, this is Shawn, and this session is a guided meditation that I created with Tamara Levitt, Calm's head of mindfulness. This practice has changed my life, so leading a meditation is an absolute honor for me. There are different kinds of meditations, as you can see poking around the Calm app. This is a specific practice called loving kindness. It's a way of cultivating compassion for others and for yourself. So let's begin. The first step is to find a comfortable position. I'm sitting down, but you actually don't have to sit at all. You can lie down or find any position that's comfortable. Now close your eyes, and let's try to find a balance of being alert yet relaxed. It's like you're attentive to whatever your experience is right now, but in a gentle way, without holding tight. Let's try to invite a feeling of being grounded. Really imagine yourself connected to the ground beneath your body. And let's just focus on our breath for a minute. Feel how it feels to inhale deeply. And feel how it feels to exhale slowly. Let's keep that going. Inhale. And exhale. Almost like your breath is going through all of your body, all the way through your lungs to your fingers and toes. Inhale. And exhale. If any thoughts come up, that's absolutely fine. That's the mind doing what the mind does. We're not trying to stop thoughts from happening. Just notice any thoughts that come up without any judgments about it, and gently bring your attention back to the breath. Inhale. And exhale. Let's do a quick scan through your body. Just noticing if there's any tension. Seeing what wants to relax a bit. Maybe some tension in your forehead or in your jaw. Maybe some tightness somewhere else in your body, like your shoulders or your neck. On your next exhale, see if you can release any of that tension. As you breathe in and out, notice the sensation of your lungs expanding and contracting. On the inhale, your lungs expand. On the exhale, they release. Let's continue to follow each breath. Now gently shift your attention to the area of your heart. And we'll begin a loving kindness practice. We'll start by offering compassion to ourselves, and then to those around us, and then to the world. So now, connect to the area of your heart and see if you can generate feelings of warmth and love towards yourself. Feelings of acceptance, kindness, and compassion. Allow those feelings to flow through your body. Now repeat the following phrases in your mind. May I be safe. May I be healthy. May my heart be filled with peace. Notice how it feels to say these words, resting in the compassionate space you've created. We don't often show compassion to ourselves, so this might feel uncomfortable, and that's okay. Whatever comes up is what comes up. Now think about someone in your life who is suffering from emotional or physical pain. Maybe a family member or friend who's going through something. Hold them in your awareness. And now share that same loving kindness phrase with them. May you be safe. May you be healthy. May your heart be filled with peace. And now let your compassion expand even more, bringing to mind people from all over the world who may be suffering. Let's extend our loving kindness phrases to them as well. May you be safe. May you be healthy. May your heart be filled with peace. We'll repeat the phrases one last time, letting them expand outward, as though these feelings are reaching the hearts of everybody on earth. May you be safe. May you be healthy. May your heart be filled with peace. And now, relax your attention. And in the last few breaths, allow feelings of warmth and compassion to wash through you. In meditation practice, I'm learning that compassion is not just a passing emotion. We can actively create it so that it becomes your foundation. It's time to bring the session to a close. Whenever you feel ready, open your eyes. This is Shawn, breathing with you and being with you. Thank you for sharing this practice with me. I'm sending love. Hey, this is Shawn. I'm going to have new sessions dropping soon. I hope you'll come back and check them out. Until then, I'm sending love.